Hi everybody, welcome back to Gamble with Jimmy. We're going to play a Baccarat tutorial today. I'm going to play a pretty good little strategy that I love. The online website now has a new strategy for those that love the game of Baccarat. So the total package is right here. That's the most popular training package that you can get. This right here is a must if you're a Baccarat player, okay? Now, I put up a new strategy for those of you guys that are interested, that support the channel, that like my training. This is an individual strategy. I've been using this for 2 months and testing it for 2 months. And this strategy, I have won more than any other strategy I've ever built. So this actually was built, believe it or not, this actually comes from my best friend. So I actually did not build this. My best friend did. And, you know, I monitored him playing it, and the winning has been unbelievable. We've been using it now for 2 months straight. And I can't, you know, I'll tell you guys, you're just going to have to check this one out. You'll do really well with that system. All right, let's get into today's tutorial. You can go to gamblewithjimmy.com to get that. All right, let's start here. We're going to go 50 bucks. We're going to be playing on a $50 table today, is the minimum table. Okay, we're going to, actually, let's clear this. Let's go ahead and switch it to the winner. And we're just going to do 75. Okay, that's a tie. We're going to stay the same. We're going to get that win. Okay, now we're going to stay with this winning side. We'll go 50 bucks. Okay, we're going to stay with the winning side, 50 bucks. Okay, we'll go with the winner. Okay, we're going to stay with the player. We'll go 125. All right, let's take a look at the shoe for the first time. All right, so far we got a dominating banker boards. Way too early to figure out anything. We really want to be around this 25% to really analyze what strategy that we want to play. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to play the second banker is what we'll do. So we'll go ahead and wait for banker to win the next time. Okay, so the player wins. Okay, that's a tie. All right, so banker won. We're going to go ahead and do $100 this time. All right, we got the win. Okay, so we'll go ahead and wait for banker to win again. All right, banker won. Let's put 100 bucks. It's not the second banker, but that's okay. All right, we'll wait for banker. Okay, there's a tie. All right, banker wants to keep winning here, so we're not going to bet right now. We're just going to wait. Banker's on fire. Oh, my Lord. All right, there's a player win. There's a player win. There's another banker win, so let's go 50 on banker. Okay, we're going to lose. Let's see what player's doing. All right, let's go with banker here for 50 bucks. Okay, we win. Let's stay on banker. Okay, that's a tie. Winner. Let's stay on banker. All right, let's take a look. All right, so here's my thoughts so far now that we're at 25% of the shoe. A lot of you guys can just wait until the shoe hits 25% before you start figuring out what you want to play. All right, so based on what I'm seeing, I'm going to definitely play a chop board, okay? So what we'll do is we'll play a chop board, but anytime that one side wins 3 in a row, we will go ahead and stop until it chops, okay? So let's go with a chop board. We're going to go 50 bucks on banker. Okay, we win. Okay, we'll go 50 bucks on player. All right, now here's another thing that we're going to do. We're going to play a chop board, But every time that banker wins, we're not going to go on a chop. We'll play the second banker. Okay, so we're going to do an interesting common sense thing that I'm seeing. We're going to play the chop board when it's player, and we're going to bet the second winner when it's banker. Okay, in this particular spot, we'll go ahead and bet 50 bucks on banker just to see if it can drop. No, it can't. All right, so because player won, we're definitely going to bet banker here. We're going to go $100 on banker. Okay, we're going to win. We're going to do the second banker. I'm going to press that to 200. Up, backfired, but that's okay. All right, we're definitely going to do the chop here. We'll do 100 on banker. Okay, there's a win, and we're going to press that one again to 200. Oh, thank goodness. We got a tie, so we can try it again. All right. So we have a little bit of a change, okay? So from here to here, chop is good, and definitely chop board is good here. So we're just going to go straight up with a chop now, okay? We'll go 200 on banker. Okay, we win. And now we'll just go back to chops, okay? We made the adjustment. We'll just start playing the chop for now. Okay, we're going to stay with the chop for 200. And we're going to lose. We're going to go 400 here. We're going to win. Okay, we're going to stay with the chop. Tie. Ooh, that's a lot of money, guys. That's a blazing 7 three-way card. That's 200 to 1. That's $25 wins $5,000 there. Okay, let's repeat that bet. Okay, we're going to get that win. Just stay with the chop. Okay, we're going to lose. Stay with the chop. Go to 200. We're going to win. All right, now let's take a look at the board now. Okay, so from here to here, we went with the chop system. We really didn't go with the chop system. We were doing a mixed here. But the correct play would have been the chop system. We would have won more money. But that's okay. Here to here is definitely the chop system. 100% the chop system. All right. So now we have a little more action going on with player. Okay. Player's still, excuse me, way behind. So, but in this particular spot, we do want to go ahead and do a chop here. I'm going to go, even though it's won 3 in a row, I'm going to stay with the chop, but I'm going to reduce my bet to only 50. Okay, and I'm going to get that win, and I'm going to immediately go back to the chop. I'm going to win, go back to the chop. Going to win, go back to the chop. And we're going to win. All right, so just like that, we're up $531, guys. So very, very smart the way we've been playing. We've been adjusting every single 25%. So we have our first 25%. We said, hey, the best system here would be the chop. We're just going to not go after any winning streak. When we see 3 in a row, we just take those off. Okay, we wait for them to go to the chop, and then we start right back at the chop. So we could tell that the chop was the right play on the first 25% of the shoe. The second 25% of the shoe, 100% is a chop system, okay? And once again, if you would have done exactly what we said, where you can wait till it goes back to a chop, wait till it goes back to a chop, you would be fine. You only want, when you do the training, you really only need to win like 1 out of every 5 or every 6. So if you're losing 4 out of 5, you're still going to win. That's why I love Baccarat. Okay. So in this particular spot, you know, we would still go ahead and play the chop until otherwise, you know, until we saw it not working. As soon as we see a change in the percentage of the shoe of the board, we're going to switch strategies. Okay. So there's a tie. Okay, there's another tie. There's a win. Okay, so we're at $628. And let's take a look at the board. All right, now, in this particular spot, the correct play is a chop. But now you're showing a little more strength in this 25% on the player side, but not the banker side. So what we want to do here is we're going to take this one off. And see, we would have lost. That's the reason why we took it off, was because we're seeing on this 25%, we're seeing more strength on the player side. So therefore, when the player wins, we want to be a little more hesitant to when we do the chop. If it was banker, it's the complete opposite on this 25%. This 25% was more, banker was the side that we were being more cautious with and not doing the chop. That's why we were playing the second banker, as you can see. Okay, we're not going like this. We're not looking at banker and say, oh, what did banker do last time and then the time before? We're not doing that. We're looking at the total board and analyzing, okay, which one is the dominant winner in the 25%? Which one is the one? This one was banker. All right, so we're analyzing that. We're also analyzing what the board's doing and what system would be successful. Now, when you get to training, you have different ways to play. So you always want to pay attention and learn the different ways to play that we play. And that way you can analyze it every 25%. Which one of these strategies would be best? So here, we don't want to play here. We're going to take this one off as well. Okay, so that time it did go to the chop. So we definitely want to go to the chop here. But we just want to do $50 because we are in profit. And we're going to get that win. Okay, so we're at 678. We'll try to get it to 700. And we'll call it quits. Because this is player, I'm going to take this one off. All right, do you see what I'm saying? Because player is showing signs of strength on this 25%, I'm going to take that one off as well. All right, now it did go to a chop. And we'll see if we can sneak one more win with the chop on player hitting. But we'll just do $50. Okay, that's a tie. And we're going to get that win. All right, so we did a really good job on analyzing our boards. Within the first 25%, when you first begin, you're strictly guessing. You're just guessing. But once you get some establishment, then you could say, okay, this system would be best. And then you want to hope that the same thing happens of the strategy that you're playing going into the second 25%, which is the 50% area. And then same thing again. So this is a great board to win money. If, you know, now this happens a lot at the casino. I'm telling you, it happens a lot where I do the exact same thing you saw me do, where I recognize what strategy is going to be best. I start playing it, and that sucker stays that way until like 75% of the board. And I don't even need to worry about this fourth 25%, the last 25%. Don't even need to worry about it because there's really no more point for me to play. I've already been successful. I beat the casino. And you can beat the casino too. Go to gamblewithjimmy.com and get your Baccarat total package right here. That is the #1 Baccarat training out there. I'm telling you guys. It's not that I'm some, you know, I'm not one of those kind of people, guys, that blow smoke. Every way that I play, it gives you the best possible way to win. I give you good advice as a professional gambler. There's very few people out there that can make a living gambling. 99.9% of these people out there, they're all so full of crap that they don't show any evidence or any proof of being successful. The way they talk, the way they speak to you, the way they show their strategies and things like that. I actually had some clown, you know, he's not really important, he's irrelevant in the YouTube industry, but I had some clown try to say that I use 1980 betting. Well, first of all, this clown, he has, I'm not going to say his name or anything, but first of all, this clown has no idea how I bet. The only thing that he's looking at, he's assuming that I'm just using martingale. That's not what we're doing. Okay, he has no idea whatsoever about how I bet. There's no better person that's better at money management and bet sizing and strategies and recognizing the shoes than me. So you're going to learn from the best possible player to win you money. You're going to improve your game. You have to take it seriously. You have to become the best player that you can, and you really need to be smart on the way that you bet and manage your money. That is the most important thing, and that is where most of you fail. Most of you do these crazy, stupid bets. You do bets that make absolutely no sense, where you just fire $1,000 on one hand and then fire 2,000 if you lose. You do not play like that. All right? You do not play like that. You will never be successful playing like that. You will go up and down. You'll have good days, you'll have bad days, and you'll get on winning streaks and think you figured it all out and that you can make a living. No, you can't. The only way you're going to be able to make a living is if you make it almost impossible for the casino to beat you. You have to have triggers, you have to have plans, you have to allow your win rate to be where you only have to win 1 out of 5. If you don't win 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 6, you're going to have problems, okay? That's going to happen to anybody. But we're learning how to play to make our win rate way higher than the way it is right now for you. Your win rate right now, if you play the wrong way, the casino is going to have an advantage. So we play in a way where the casino does not have an advantage here. We have all of the advantage. We have a better chance to beat the casino than the casino has to beat us. I'm telling you, this is a 50-50 game. This is not like roulette. Roulette has 0 and double 0. This does not. You don't lose to a tie. This is a 50-50 game. Maybe you can argue and say it's 49.75. Okay, fine. We're going to beat that type of scenario. If you give someone like me a quarter, and it's heads and tails, I'm going to be the one that figures out how to mathematically beat that casino, where I'm going to show you how to do it. And I do that in the training. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Support the channel. And try to get that new strategy as well. That thing is awesome. I'm telling you. You guys are going to love that one. All right, guys. You have a wonderful day. And I'll see you on the next one. Hit that like button before you go, okay? Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.